Hey guys, Scott Weiner here. Wanted to give you an update on the battery monitoring system I'm working on. This here's my prototyping board with the battery pack. It consists of a Node MCU ESP32. It's hooked up to an SD card module. The SD card module is used to store your settings and to provide the user interface web pages. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. It has a 74HC 4051 multiplexing chip. Allows us to read up to 8 inputs. The ESP32 only has 6 analog inputs, so we need 7 because our battery pack has 7, so we're using the multiplexing chip. We have our PCB batteries plugged in. It uses some resistors, which is in a form of a voltage divider. It divides the voltage down so that approximately reading between 0 and 2.1 volts across all of the resistors. They go from 1000 on one side to 1000, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So it always gives me 1/2, 1/4, 1/6, 1/8, and so on, all the way up to 1/14 of the voltage. So that's pretty much how I have my prototyping board. I'm going to add a buck converter that will allow us to power the Node MCU off of the PCB battery pack, and a jumper that will allow you to either power it through that or not power it through that and power the Node MCU directly through a USB port or some other type of 5-volt device. So that's it. I'll be right back and I'll show you the web interface. Alright, welcome back. So let's take a look at the web interface. So I'm going to navigate my browser to the URL that my ESP32 battery monitoring system is running on. It'll ask me to log in. The default user ID is BMS. The default password is battery. So we'll sign in with that. And it takes a few seconds for it to load. It's got several files it has to load up. It is a single-threaded, the ESP32 is single-threaded, so it can't handle multiple requests, so I have to queue each request up. And then once it comes up, we are presented with our home page. And then we get a chart showing our current cells, all 7 cells, and what the voltage is for each of those 7 cells. The first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to calibrate your readings. So you click on the packs, and then what it will do then is go out there and query the information from the packs and get the current values. So we can see that what our values are. We can click on the configuration button to configure it. The actual voltage is what you would put in here. So my cell 1 was actually measured at 3.94. We'll click calibrate, and then we'll click save, and we'll click OK once we have a successful save. And we can close that and go to the next cell, put in the voltage for that one, 3.95, calibrate, and then save. And we'll repeat the process for all 7 cells. So it's 3.97, calibrate, save. Cell number 4, put in the value 3.99. I measured all these earlier. Calibrate and save. And then cell number 5 was 4.01, calibrate and save. Cell number 6, 4.03, calibrate and save. And then the last cell was 4.05, calibrate that and save. And close that. If we click on the packs again, it'll rebuild our chart here in just a second, our data sheet. and we'll see that it has our current values that we entered in now. So if we go back to our home page, we'll see our new chart show up with our values that we have for ourselves. One thing I want to do is add an automatic refresh on here, so you can check that and enter a value, and it will automatically refresh your page here. Currently, I'm only supporting one pack, which is basically a set of 1/7 cells per ESP32. I want to get to where I can have about 10 packs show up on here. So that's how you set up your packs. And you also, when you set up your packs, you can give your pack a name by configuring the pack. I called mine the main pack, but you can give it a name. And later on, I'm going to be able to try to support 3 cells and 4 cells as well. So you under settings, this is where you supply your login information, where the login ID we put in earlier was BMS and the password was battery. We'll be able to define how many packs we have, up to 10 is what I'm thinking. Maybe having a refresh interval to where it can automatically query the packs every so often, like every 15 seconds or whatever. We have an integration tab up here at the top. This is where we will enable MQTT connections, where you will give it your port and information like that, the user ID and password, what you want to call, what you want this web browser to be seen as when it connects to the MQTT server, and your publish and subscribe topics for using MQTT. And you'll just click on the save as well on those. On the networks tab, basically it's pretty simple. We have our wireless settings here. We have our SID, our user ID, the host name. This is what you want the computer name to be when it's connected to the network, so you can see that on there. Currently I only support DHCP. I want to be able to get to the point where you can enter a static IP address as well. And then we have the about page as well here, basically telling you that it is a battery monitoring system, not a battery management system. So that's pretty much where I've gotten so far. Just give me some feedback, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.